on day one.
Of the
Cut you off.
distinguished
You can
road
do it.
trip.
You can do it.
No, go ahead, sir.
This is day one of the distinguished road trip. It truly is a road trip, but I'm throwing the word distinguished around fairly loosely.
Loosely,
Very
considering we are where?
We're in Iowa City, excuse me, Coralville, Iowa.
Adjacent to Iowa City.
Yeah. I'm enjoying a Fresca, as all distinguished gentlemen have.
Budweiser here.
Yeah, they were out of our normal, Dom Perignon and other fine.
A pint of the proper scotch could not be procured. Thus, there is none.
I would show off my tray of pizza rolls, but I've consumed them already. Incidentally, if you want to cook a pizza roll in this particular Super 8 motel, which is where we currently are, we were going to stay at the Motel 6. 8 is more distinguished than 6 by a full 20%, 25%. So we came up here. Regardless, you can cook your pizza rolls down there, right down the hall, down the steps. Just walk around the mud and dirt and gum that are on the stairs to where the microwave is, and go ahead and throw them in there. For the package says 1 minute, and that microwave, it actually works out to be about 6, which is again much better than just 1. So I'm pleased with that.
But there's coffee available 24 hours down there.
Yes, there is.
Well,
That's
I'm sure
true.
it's very delicious coffee too. Probably some
The coffee,
finest coffee
the
brewed
beans,
in all of
the
Iowa.
beans were very fresh beans. Yeah. The nothing's been cleaned down there for quite some time. So while the coffee is fresh, the mold and shit that seems to be growing on the spigots, maybe not so much.
Yeah, well.
I have a bug bite, by the way. If you see me looking down here, it's because I have a bug bite.
So, a recap, perhaps, of the day's travels?
We've taken notes, as is required when you're tired, because it's 1 o'clock in the morning here.
Actually, yeah, it is, damn near.
And 2 o'clock if you count where we just came from.
Yeah. So, the day really began, I started from Conneaut, Ohio, which is the far northeast corner of Ohio. Actually, the largest city in the state of Ohio as far as land area, not the largest in population, and certainly not the wealthiest.
But the prestige is all in the land mass.
And in all actuality, Grover Cleveland landed at Conneaut first. Did you know that, Jim? And he decided.
Would it surprise you to hear no?
And he actually staked that as Cleveland, and there were some surveying mistakes later, and that's how Cleveland came to be so much further west. So, interesting enough. So I left.
I did not know that.
Yeah, indeed, it's an important thing to know. So I left Conneaut at approximately noon, perhaps a few minutes before. A brief stop at Radio Shack for a FM transmitter for the iPhone. In my new vehicle, which is a 1999 Buick LeSabre, given to me by my father. That very distinguished gentleman's ride, I think you would agree.
The canvas tonneau, or not tonneau, those are called tonneaus.
It's a ragtop. It's a
Ragtop.
like a faux ragtop.
Faux, as in F-A-U-X, not that faux. Like, it's faux my car! Not that kind of faux. Just to clarify. It is a nice car. You know what's less distinguished about this car that Dan neglected to mention is the fact that it doesn't have air conditioning, which is...
Well, it has air conditioning.
Yes, has
But
air conditioning. I have $1 million, I just don't have it with me.
It doesn't have any refrigerant in the... It's an 11-year-old car. So...
Details, little ones, little details.
It's
pleasantly warm outside, so we're not getting cold or anything like that. It's like heat waves. I don't know if you saw people dying in Philadelphia.
Probably
which
80,
is in Pennsylvania, which is right by Ohio, where he just left from. But I digress.
It's probably 80 degrees right now, actually.
It's literally sweated a ball off.
Prior to picking up Mr. Levasseur, or Lavas, as I like to say, I encountered in eastern Indiana a stack of hay bales on fire on the south side of I-90, and the smoke was rolling across the highway, and it was so thick that I literally almost had to stop the car because it couldn't see anything. Could see about 10 feet in front of the car, and all I could think is, of course, the guy behind me that's going 70 miles an hour is going to rear end me when he comes into the smoke. Didn't happen. Made it out okay, and made it to South Bend, Indiana to pick up Mr. Levis. Drove right up to the house without any problems at all. And tell me about South Bend.
Fancy place, South Bend, Indiana is. They have Notre Dame, which is quite nice. Very prestigious university. And if you go in the South Bend area, you'll find all kinds of interesting things to do, like, I saw some of the locals smoking. They do a lot of smoking there.
Very popular in the Midwest, smoking.
They do a lot of smoking. And we went to the fair. That was pretty fun, actually. First place I've ever seen somebody serving a donut burger. They take 2 donuts and put meat patty in between it. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. At Porky's, also not joking about that. We'll have pictures of this online. You can get the donut burger, which I didn't get, but I did get the fried cookie dough. Because I was wondering if there's any way you can make a cookie less healthy. And apparently, just don't even cook it. Just drop it in oil. I think they might have breaded it first, I guess, technically. But regardless, you have to bread cookie dough if you're going to
I don't think so. They do ice cream. They don't bread that.
I don't know. Anyway, that's what they do in South Bend, is apparently they play with horses and cows and shit and smoke, I guess. Anyway, there we go. Moving right along.
Prior to leaving South Bend, we stopped at the Myers and picked up some necessities for the trip. And of course found we could not procure a pint of scotch.
Nor could we get a small bottle of Ice Blue Aqua Melva. Unimpressed
It's a
with
damn
Myers.
shame, actually.
Didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No,